I suppose naturally you're going to get a real mixture of people entering your funnel, because anyone can download your content, anyone can register for a demo. So how are you guys prioritizing leads? How are you deciding which ones you want to target first? How are you qualifying out just based off titles, things like that? Justa, I know you've got a process in place for that.
I actually do, and this is something that I'm most passionate about, is actually understanding persona types. So most of this is actually relating to the larger sale, but again, this is something that you can alter and do it in smaller sales as well. I grade my personas, first of all by kind of seniority and authority, and then second of all by role, because just because someone is senior doesn't mean that they'll buy or they'll understand your product. So you do have to look at the people below them, the operators, the people that are actually using your tools, and the people that will be operating your technology. So I'd say regardless of the size of your sale and regardless of your product, you will need a champion who sits on the, first of all, the operating side, where they're using the technology, and then second of all, a champion who sits on the business side of things. But to give you guys a bit of an idea, what I mean by that is that this can be the same person, right? You need to have these champions, and what I mean by champion is someone who will vouch for you when you're not in the room, someone who will sell your solution for you to, let's say, the C-suite or the rest of the organization, and they should be the one who gets everyone together once you're off that Zoom meeting and sell internally for you. And if you have identified that right persona, I find it's best to carry on working with them sometimes, as opposed to asking on the next call to have authority. Because what you should do, and what's worked for me from what I've learned from the guys here at Confluent, the more senior guys here, not just necessarily SDRs but AEs as well, is that actually if you can dig really, really deep down to personal pain and understand what they're going to gain from this, that is key. Will they get some extra sleep at night? Will they get a promotion if they implement the solution and they solve this huge problem? The possibilities are endless, but it's actually understanding this. Will your solution, I don't know, save them time, and then that way they can spend more time with families, etc., etc. So be quite brutal, be quite straight to the point, brutal, but really dig deep when it comes to pain. I don't know if I kind of went off the question there, but
No, not at all.
No, I totally agree with what you said about like identifying the personas sort of key in terms of like dictating the approach. So when actually moving forward and reaching out to the persona, and even before reaching out to the persona, identifying the job role and where they sit within the company. Because at CapDesk, our decision-making tree is quite wide, and therefore our personas play a variety of different roles, and their roles may differ despite having the same sort of job role within the company. So for example, a head of legal may deal with a lot of the filings involved in the company, but however, a head of legal in a different company may deal with the employee share scheme part of it. So for us, it's not necessarily just about identifying the persona as a job role, but almost as a business fit. And the way we sort of identify that business fit is like through a few metrics, such as like employees, employee numbers, employee growth, funding, and all sorts of other stuff. So we actually identified that they've got the personas we need, and they've also got a genuine use case for the tool as well.